Hello, hello, hello. How are you doing? I hope that I am loud enough. I am joining you from Two Work co-working space in Cartagena, Colombia, and I'm in the Boca Grande location. And I was actually here all day yesterday working on preparation for my conference, and I never remembered to go live, and I was here all day. So I decided to come back today and go live from here. The Wi-Fi is much, much stronger um, here than it is in the Airbnb where I'm staying. So welcome back to the channel. I'm Dr. Crystal Harris, and I am a semi-retired social psychologist, and I feel really blessed to be traveling through Latin America. And I am in an open space, so you may hear some background noise. And so I have a couple of things that I really want to share with you today. And so that's why I'm here. So, not to belabor the point, but I am going to do a series on Cartagena with 3 videos. I was here a total of 20 days. I'm leaving on Monday night. And just like the Panama City series, I'm going to feature several people and experiences, especially Airbnb experiences. There are two of them that I just really loved and enjoyed and would recommend to other people. So this is a channel for primarily people who love travel with career tips, inspiration. I would say that I am on a mission to convince people to take sabbaticals, to try a sabbatical. Some of us you need to start with just taking a weekend off with no work. The idea of going to another country and being able to spend a month or 3 months away in another country to explore the culture, the music, the history, the food, and rejuvenate yourself is not possible if you don't even take weekends off yet. So we start small and move forward. So I'm really grateful to be finishing up, I guess, chapter 2 of the Latin American sabbatical. So I am have been gone for 2.5 months. I left Atlanta to go have some dental work done in Costa Rica, and then I was in Panama City, Panama, as well as Cologne, Panama, for a day trip. And then I came here, and I am headed back to Charlotte, North Carolina. On Monday night, I'll actually arrive in the US in Charlotte on Tuesday morning for the Big Deal Conference. So I'll say more about that at the end. So, if you are a person who loves travel, if you are a woman, professional, or a person of color who is struggling with, um, I guess, this season of your work and professional life and blending and integrating that in a way that's in alignment with your values, I would say the content in this channel is for you. And I love talking about travel. I've done a lot of career coaching in my lifetime, mostly for free or as part of my responsibilities in my academic job. But now I'm just out on the internet giving free career advice. So reach out to me. My email address is in the show notes. It's something I just started doing. So I want to talk today about monthly goals. May, like where did May go? Like I can't believe it's May 29th. And I also want to talk about some bigger topics that are really central to things that have been on my mind as I've traveled through Latin America. And then I also want to share two upcoming events, which I've already alluded to. So I have a calendar, which, believe it or not, I decided not to bring with me today. I've been carrying it around everywhere. You've probably seen it in some pictures. It's blue and white, has a lot of flowers on it. It has the word believe embossed over the top, the embossed sticker that I bought to put on it. And the reason why I like that word is because, believe it or not, I didn't really, when I started planning for this to retire early and to travel for 1 to 2 years, I thought I didn't really believe it was possible. But here I am doing it. And so looking at the word believe just reminds me of how important belief is. You being able to believe in yourself, me being able to believe in myself is important for our manifestation of our dreams to come true. So I set up my goals for May, and to be honest with you, this is the first month in a long time. I usually try not to put more than 10 goals down because I'm notorious for only completing 3 or 4 goals when I write too many goals. So this time I only had 7. I achieved 6 out of the 7. And one of them was really important to me was this pet project of being able to speak on the stage at the Grow Your Brand's a Big Deal conference in Charlotte. So I've written my speech. I'm really happy with it, really proud of it. I've worked on the props and I'm now working on the performance of it. And that will start this weekend. And the conference, or my part of the conference, is actually on Saturday evening from 7 to 9 p.m. And so the title of my speech is The Audacity of You. I've actually worked on tweaking the title a number of times, but I've decided to stick with my original title. And the reason why I think audacity is such an important concept to talk about at really any conference, but I think we're often told to be small and to hide, to shine our light or hide our light. And so audacity is about taking bold risks. And it's also about sometimes taking a risk that is so strong that it's going to disappoint other people. And so we really want to be living in our own power in a way that we are showing up for ourselves, that we are choosing ourselves. So I tell about 3 or 4 really life-altering stories about pivot points in my own journey as an academic, as a mom, and also what ultimately was the decision that led to me to be where I am now. So those stories are things I'm going to continue to tweak and share as I move forward. But this is sort of the debut, you might say, of a few slices of my story and the lessons from those stories. So one of the big topics I wanted to talk about was this idea of balance, how it is to continue to be present and travel and have fun and have experiences, but not to also like beat myself up for not being able to do all the things that I would normally do if I didn't have some professional goals and obligations. My main professional goals were really important to me, and I've just described one of them. Another one was this conversation about Black excellence that's going to take place on Friday at Dr. Maya's channel, Fly Like Me, PhD. And the reason why that's also important is that I think it's important for us to get together as a community and talk about things that other people might shy away from saying, or other people might be like giving you like, I don't know, I want to say the BS version. That's not very eloquent, but the version that I guess is popular is not necessarily the version that's true or the version that works for everyone. So I think this is going to be a really important conversation, and it's tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. And I think there are 5 speakers. And so I've already posted the thumbnail that she gave me earlier this week. So you can either go to her channel and look at it and sign up for a notification, or you can look at the post that I've done earlier in the week. So another thing that's really important, that conversation got me thinking about, I don't know why, whenever I start talking here, all of a sudden I feel dry throat and phlegm. It's this idea of wealth, because a part of Black excellence is looking like you have it all, you've done it all, and it's easy. So that's one version, right? Of, I guess, the popularized version. And being able, as a person of color, to excel despite the odds. And I'm not saying we don't do that, and that's not true on some level. But this piece about wealth, being here in Cartagena as a person of privilege and worth, someone with an American passport who comes from a country that my teacher's pension that I could not live on in Chicago, let's be clear about that. I can live like a queen here in Cartagena. I finally bought myself an I Love Cartagena mug. So, yeah, so it's been interesting because what I'm learning about myself is I don't feel comfortable being a person of wealth. I don't feel comfortable owning that I can afford to do things, big things, for the everyday working person here in this country. Like I'm doing it, but I feel conflicted about it. Like the truth is I would love to give everything I have away and be able to make life better and different for so many people, but that's not sustainable, right? So it really had to think about, what does it mean to take this mindset and put this back into the US culture and say, We are basically really a selfish, individualistic culture. In the US, I am not a person who can really make life radically different for poor people, but here I could. And so there have been some times that I've made a decision to be extremely generous or unnecessarily so. But I have felt good about it in the moment. I have felt led to do it in that instance. But what I know for sure is that I am also really saddened by the fact that we live in a world that has such huge gaps in wealth attainment from one country to the other. The other thing that's unique about Cartagena is it's a place that has 80% people of color, like brown people, people who are my color, and all the shades in between. And the 20% of the people, primarily Spaniard descent, who are not brown, are the people who own most of the wealth and access to wealth and freedom here in this particular city. So I'm definitely, like really trying to think about that and be very, give myself permission to learn how to be in conversation about that and what that means for me as a United States citizen, for my fellow travelers, and also for with potentially other expats, like in the case of Panama. I would say that it's been a little bit more obvious because of where I'm living, where the Airbnb location that I'm in, versus when I was in Panama City. But I think it was definitely true there too, as well. Um, yeah, so that's one of the topics, personal wealth. And how do we feel about being wealthy? I mean, I'm also a person who believes in abundance, and I have been reading an affirmation that I wrote maybe 10 years ago now about financial blessing and wealth and abundance. And I believe that. I believe it when I read it, but I really had to rethink like my emotional response to being a person of wealth, privilege, and access. So that's as much as I'm going to say about that here. But I think as you think about traveling, your experiences with traveling as part of an audience I know who embraces this ideal, I would wonder how you would handle that, or how if you would be comfortable, or if you've even thought about what it would mean. So another topic that I don't want to talk about today, but we're going to talk about tomorrow, is Black excellence, and I think it's a level of Black excellence. It's sort of like the same thing, but under another name. And by excellence, I mean this idea of Black people with wealth, Black people with access, Black people with privilege, Black people living in luxury. That's part of the image that you see when you think about Black excellence, is having access to wealth. So I don't know. Can we all be free? Can we all have wealth? Can we all have access? It means that people who have it have to be willing to give it up, and ideally give it up freely. So anyway, so I'm looking forward to the conversation tomorrow. I don't know if that angle is going to come into the conversation. But yeah, I'm really trying to be intentional in the month of June about making sure that the experiences that I'm having when I'm on sabbatical, when I'm away and I'm out of the country, that I'm doing things when I'm back in the country or when I'm no longer traveling that can be sustainable, to make sure that the meaning that comes from these experiences, the insights and the thoughts that come from these experiences, are changing both not just my thoughts, but my actions, my habits, and my decisions moving forward. So, another thing that I wanted to share was that I'm doing a workshop based off of the speech that I wrote, The Audacity View, and it's going to be called The Audacity in Bloom. And in that workshop, I really want to talk about what does it mean? How do you have conversations? Like, what are the steps that it takes? And what are the conversations that you need to have around the people you love and the people that love you, around how life changes when you've decided to live audaciously and boldly. And I think it's going to be like a really fabulous online experience. So I'm going to create a poll probably with some of the themes that might cover in that workshop. And I would be doing it in about a month from now. So early July, most likely on a Saturday morning or a Saturday afternoon. I will be headed to Guadalajara, Mexico next. I am still doing, as I said, 3 videos, recorded videos, showing video footage and images from my time here, and I really do look forward to getting those posted before I get on the plane on Monday. And in the event that I don't, they are coming. Don't just be patient with me. So I am going to close now. Thank you for your time. I've been 15 minutes. That was my goal, 15 minutes. And thank you so much for stopping by. And if you watch it in the replay, please remember, I really appreciate it when you put something in like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video with someone who would appreciate these type of conversations. And then in the comments, tell me where you're watching from, where you are in the US or in the world. And as always, I wish you peace, I wish you love, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.